I made my YouTube channel exactly 10 years ago. And considering I started my channel when I was 8, and now am leading into myself becoming an adult, I've seen a lot of really, really weird things growing up. Though a lot of them were more so one and dones. You know, things that you would just see, go, heh, funny. Maybe forget about them until they're slightly brought up, and then you'll reminisce about when it was around. But there's one exception to that rule for me. Something which I want to get off my chest in a video form. And I figure, because of something that happened recently, now is the best time to do so. I don't like this game. I never have. I played it for a few minutes when it first came out, and I already knew I didn't like it. And just like everything else, that should have been the end of it. Right? No, that was far from the end of it. What should have been as simple as, no, I don't like this game, turned into me being antagonized by a group of hundreds of people who would mentally abuse me, physically abuse me, try to ruin my exam results, and even try to kill me on more than one occasion. All of this because I don't like a game. What the fuck happened here? This is probably going to be one of the toughest videos I've ever had to make. Mainly because I've been waiting for an appropriate date to make this video for years. And so, if there's only one side of this you want to hear, then I'm going to split everything into two parts. The first part is going to be me explaining why I dislike the game itself. Why it's never been my cup of tea. Why I can never get into it. That kind of thing. And then the second half, which will be done in this timestamp, is going to be me explaining how the game got to this point. How its community wanted me dead. So without further ado, I've got a ticket to hell, and you're coming with me. I think the most obvious place to start with this game is its art style. And I think if you ask me, it's probably the worst attempt at a cel-shaded look I've ever seen. And that's probably because they wanted to inject as many colors into it as possible to make it so that the little kids playing it are really excited. And, like, you can have a colorful cel-shaded art style, but make the rest of the game represent it. Give it an attitude, make it so that things actually move, make it so that there's actually depth within the structures themselves. That's not what Fortnite does. The UI is genuinely one of the blandest out of any game I've ever seen. And you know what blandness doesn't go well with? A vomit-inducing amount of color. This has the energy of if the modern Google logo was sentient and tried to say, yeah, I look really cool, don't I? When, my brother in Christ, you're not even cooler than the Ask Jeeves logo! But the way something looks shouldn't entirely dictate its success. I mean, look at McLaren Tuned. The CGI on it looks really bad, but it's still hilarious.
Do be careful, Lewis. There are some significant alterations.
Like what?
Well, for example, the button that used to work the DRS now activates the...
So maybe this game's gameplay is going to be something special. What do you think I'm going to say? This game, being a battle royale, doomed it before I even played it. For those who don't know what the gist of a battle royale is, basically, take 100 people, put them on a map, and then have them fight each other, and see who lives by the end of it. It seems like an okay idea on paper, but then you realize just how demoralizing it is just to play it. Because what it feels like is you being put in a lobby, being given a random number from 1 to 100, and if that number doesn't match, you either get outskilled by someone, or sniped from like 20 million miles away, and then have to wait through like 5 minutes of loading screens just so you can be put in another lobby and repeat the process. And it's not like it's even immediately handed to you. You could wait for like 10 minutes with a good setup of items, just waiting for someone to appear so you can, you know, play the game. And then out of nowhere, you just die because of someone you couldn't see, and you have wasted your life. And what do you get when you win? That's literally it. No commemoration for you being able to do it. No fucking, like, award you can display on your profile. Just a fucking screen that says, you winned. And then kicks you out like nothing ever happened. And keep in mind, most people only want to see that. So the only person that'll know you got that win is the person you just killed. You're only gloating to one single person, while everyone else couldn't give a rat's ass about you winning. You're all perpetually chasing nothing! This is just a few of the reasons as to why I despise Fortnite as a game, as much as I do. And here is where I'm already going to end part 1 of this. Mainly because, well, the game just doesn't really seem that good from what I've described. Does it? Well, this and far more of the game's problems would become clear to me as it tried to intrude on my daily life. It was late 2017. I was 12 at the time. And it was just like any other day when I get an interesting video in my notifications. A channel I was subscribed to for a while, simply called Spoon, who started streaming a game called Fortnite. Huh, I've never heard of that game before. I might have a look at it. Ooh, yeah, I don't know if I like this game. I'll probably have another look at it later. It's not like it's going to intrude on me or anything. Oh, how wrong I was. Over the next year, despite me checking every single Fortnite video that appeared in my suggested as, I don't like this video, stop recommending it to me, that didn't stop at least 7 Fortnite videos always appearing in my suggested. And normally, this would be the point where I lose my patience. But I already lost my patience long before that point. Now, it's early 2018. I go to school, but someone asked me a question in a rather menacing tone. Oi, bruv, you like Fortnite? So I look at them, and I answer them honestly, because I'm a fairly well-respected person in the school. No, I don't really like it. It sucks. I'm more of a Roblox guy, honestly. I didn't realize it at the time. In fact, I don't even fully remember the moment. But this split-second conversation caused all hell to break loose over the next 3.5 years. And before I even say what they did, I want you to real quick have a guess as to how much of the school saw me as a villain for this one single take. Did you guess a third of it? A third of the people in a school with like 700 people? Well, if you did, then congratulations! You get to join the suffering! At this point you may be thinking to yourself, why would you make such a whiny kind of video when normally your videos are generally about the things that you enjoy? What makes this so traumatizing to you Well, maybe you'll understand if I go over just a few of the things that this wretched community did to me. They threw bricks at me, yelled racial slurs from multiple floors up, ignored the lines of their lesson to specifically rush at and physically assault me, walked out of their own lessons the second they would see me to gloat, watched over the doors to the playground like a goddamn automated turret specifically waiting for me, set off fire alarms during my exams in an attempt to disqualify me, which nearly worked, taunted me from the other side of a glass window, wiped off signatures on clothes we brought in with them using mud, found my Discord tag and spammed me with CP, silently followed behind me on my way to class and tried to chuck me over a balcony, broke open toilet doors I was shitting behind, ran up to me and smoked in my face, tried to push me in a bush full of bees, grabbed my glasses and smashed them with a rock, and brought a fucking knife into the school with nobody questioning it. And this cycle of these children doing abhorrent things and the teachers blaming me for it, even when they physically see them doing it, lasted for 3.5 years. Even when I wanted to watch the videos that I wanted when I got home, the fact that I would always have to come back to this every weekday genuinely took a toll on me. I even did a little challenge for the entire time that I was there after this started. If there was one day I could go without hearing the word Fortnite. And how many days did I get? A single one. And that was with one of the kids in my class at a lunch table, seeing me and trying to yell it into my ears while I seal them off with ear defenders. It was almost 2, but I decided to watch one more video before I went to bed one day and...
Have you ever gotten a toy or something that had an extra limb or an arm? No? Oh yeah, let me broaden to society's 2019 social norms. Alright, have any of you...
I'm a man now. You probably wouldn't have guessed it from the ranting I did earlier, but I've been a man for about 4 months now. And over the past few years, while I've not been in that damn school, I've been able to seek out my own passions and actually do something with them. I've wanted to become a commentator ever since I figured that I had a knack for it, and I've been able to do that in a couple of places. There's this friend group that plays dirt free, and whenever we have a rallycross session, I always sit back and commentate, and that always leads to a lot of really interesting results. He takes it tight on Chaco, doesn't give him much room, and forces his way into a second place, forcing him into a wall! Oh, and there's a 2-car crash between Chaco and Ketchak! That's really unfortunate for Ketchak, considering he needed the points to pretty much guarantee first place, but now that may be in the question. This is me having fun. Something I could never fathom whenever someone is forcing me to look at anything related to this fucking game. And you know something? It generally feels nice to be able to do what you want without there being anyone around to judge you. No one to physically assault you because you don't like the game that they like. Nobody to hide behind your back to spring up at a random point to try and cause you mental harm. And letting go of that can always be immensely satisfying. It was 2 p.m. I was heading home from college, I had most of my work done, and I was ready to spend a day working on the planned video which I was originally going to release at this date. And then I hear something behind me. Holy Fortnite's better than Roblox! One of those fuckers from that school came to this college 2 years later and remembered my name, remembered my haircut, and remembered the procedure they did when I showed my face. Even after all of this time, they still remember. And that's not all. Ever since that ended up happening, it feels like the degree to which this game has started watching me has increased dramatically within the previous week. I go to look at my notification videos. Oh look, Paul will slap you has joined the call. And so has Moist Critical. Let me look at my Discord to see what Onipixel's streaming about. Oh, that's not Counter-Strike. That's not Counter-Strike. Then YouTube looks at me and goes, hey, you might like this video.
Cry all you want. You can't unconnect your favorite franchise from Fortnite.
Thanks, YouTube! Very cool! Well, you know, at least the cameos that they're doing aren't, you know, intentionally tapping into the shit that I had. Oh my god! Well, surely, with everything else not being safe, surely, at least I'm safe, right? Let me Google my own channel name. Oh my god. How much more damage can you really do? Are you fucking kidding me? But there is a silver lining to all of this. Those people that took the piss out of me years ago, with the exception of that thing I said about a week ago, I haven't had a single encounter from any of them. And from the interaction, from that one guy I saw, I pretty much get the impression that all of them are stuck in the past, only being able to circle jerk with themselves amongst the things that they found funny when they were younger. Not ever being able to grow up. Not being able to ready themselves for the future. And you know, something my dad told me, and something that I've come to realize, is if they remain doing the exact same thing over and over and over again that they did to me, eventually they're gonna run into someone where taking the piss out of them for their video game taste isn't an option. And then they're gonna find themselves somewhere in the back of the streets wondering where it all went wrong. So, if any of those people are watching this video, let this be known. I'm the person who found my passion. I'm the person who was able to make videos about the things that I enjoy. I'm the person who got paid for it. I'm the person who has friends to back me up for all of it. And most importantly of all, I'm the only one out of all of you sorry sacks of scum that wanted to see my downfall all of those years ago who knows what I want to do in life and can actually reach it. See you never.
How do you like this snowy outro, by the way? It almost never snows in the UK, so considering that I needed a moody aesthetic for the outro, I'm definitely one of the consumers. Laugh!